YB stays on your neck.
It's on my neck.
Yo, my dance, make sure you hit that like button, comment, subscribe, and obviously hit the bell for notifications. The biggest man thing, my dog, Pat O.B., my dog, Don Elder, Don Richardson, for copping that. Listen, my man's maxed out on the Patreon, yeah? So big up to you, man. Listen, anyway, cutting to a more sinister issue. We have AJ here again. I swear to God. AJ must be listening to the YB on this one because something ain't right here. I'm telling you now, something is not right with this one. And I actually had to go back because obviously when I've been doing these, since I've been doing these testing videos, I've been doing them since about 4 weeks ago. But I had to go back and actually check the dates because I've essentially done a video every time I've seen AJ post on his Snapchat about this particular issue. However, that said, I've got to be honest with you guys. I actually, some of you will find this hard to believe, but God's honest truth, I only really check AJ's Instagram probably once every 3 days. So the reason I tell you that is this, because I've checked on my YouTube page. I've been following and posting about every time I've noticed or every time I've been around to see AJ post on his Snapchat. Now the reason I bring that up is to say this. This is my 4th video I've done since the 26th of September. So literally pretty much a month. Now, from that month, this is the 4th video in a month. And the reason that's even more drastic is because that's not only 4 testing opportunities, it's also detrimental because, as I said, I only really check his Instagram every three days. So that means I'm only checking the social media every 3 days. That means I'm missing 60% of the posts he put up. So for all I know, there could be another few tests in there. Of the ones I'm only checking 30% of the videos or 30% of the information AJ puts out. So for me to have only been checking 30% of the videos and still have captured 4 of his tests in a month, that's madness. And also, not only that actually, moving on to this actual post he's put out, he says here, this last one, which actually, this happened actually on Wednesday. It's now the 29th. I'm recording this video on the 29th, but this Snapchat was recorded on 23rd on the Wednesday. So, in reality, in less than a month, he's had at least 4 tests. In reality, it's probably more like, if I'm going based on what I've observed, it's probably more like 6 or 7 tests, if the truth be known. Just based on what I've missed. So let's go with 6 or 7. In the last 3 weeks, my man, in 3 weeks, had about 7 tests. No joke, swear to God. And not only that, though, 3 weeks, 7 tests. And not only that, we then find out, as you've seen by his post here, that not only is he being tested, he's got two of the Dons turn up, VADA and UCAD, and they want 2 of everything. They want 2 of this, 2 of that. What's going on here? And to add all insult to injury, people can sit there and, oh, why be you conspiratorial? Oh, AJ doesn't need his blood and all this kind of business. My whole thing is as well, AJ himself, he's put a little question mark face. He's put a little suspect face on there. You can see it. I'll zoom in for you. So you would have seen it. So he's not, something's not right about this. And like I said it before, on the other one, he posted about it. This to me, man, there needs to be some process here. There needs to be some due process. Yeah, I want to know if Andy Martin Boo's been tested like this. That's what we need to know. Maybe he is, man. No problem at all. But if I find it odd that Jarrell Miller had about 3 weeks between his test. He failed one, and 3 weeks later he had another one. That's what I remember happening. He didn't have a test back to back. Not having 3 man in the same week. And I think it's weird. I think it's weird that you got 3 agencies testing 10 different things. Too much blood, man. Too much blood coming out. How you meant to? You got to remember as well that these athletes, when you're training, you're damaging the body. You're breaking it down, and unfortunately for these testers, I know it's great for you to be doing what you're doing with that, but you need your blood not only to repair. Well, yeah, you need to repair. And not only that, actually, you need to recover. You need blood to transport the proteins, to recover and repair your muscles, and most importantly for this fight, you need the blood to help your muscles recover. Meaning in between sessions. Does that make sense? Not only in the long run to build muscle and when you're training when you lift weights or when you do any exercise, you make micro tears in your muscle fibers. They need to be repaired. Yeah? How they ain't going to be repaired if you've been drained of all your blood. You've been drained of all that high quality blood. Yeah? How about that? Oh man, we're going to test him 20 times. I just don't think at this level, I don't think after all these years, there needs to be all these tests on it. And we got all the hating ass dudes, they're mad, they're sour as you like anyway. Yeah? What needs to happen is, go and test the dirty people. How about that? Does that make sense? Go and test the dirty ones. I'm not even going to sit here and say who, but go and give them some more tests. Everyone else seems to be worrying about other people. Yeah? Go and give them man some tests there. Go and give Ortiz some tests. How about that? Give his old ass some tests at a season. It just seems a bit drastic to me. And I don't know. Maybe it don't make a scrap of difference. But what we do know is that blood, it takes time to come back. And not only that, it takes time to come back. But I'm not sure they've accounted for that. I'm not sure these agencies have accounted for. Because I assume, I might even be wrong here, but I assume they don't take a lot of blood. But to have 2 at once, is that normal? Is that, I don't know. That's double. Are you telling me agencies account to take 2 at once? You know what I mean? Something I'm trying to say. Because if you take 2 at once, how does he train in the next hour? It's not like he takes a day off after having a thing. So they take half his blood out. Then he has to train, but he can't train properly because all your oxygen, all your red blood cells have been zapped out. So you end up running out of gas after 2 rounds. And that means you can't create because when you haven't got enough oxygen in your blood or enough red blood cells, you can't create the level of fatigue you need to. Your body will just conk out, as we, funnily, scarily enough, as we saw him just conk out in USA. Let's be real now. That looked to me like he didn't look like he was knocked out. One man ran out of gas, flat out of gas. Flat out of it. And everyone, we've all been sitting here, oh, was he concussed? We've all been looking for the magic potion. Let me let you into a little secret. No word of a lie, no word of a joke here, yeah? Let me let you into a little secret here. I told you before, the YB is an expert in physiology. No word of a lie. You man can laugh or whatever. It's the truth, bottom line truth. And the reason I bring that up is to say this. Listen, we all sat there, we speculated, oh, no, it's concussion. Oh, no, it's clone. Oh, no, it's this, it's that. And AJ actually laughed at the whole clone thing. And you know what? He might have been right to laugh at it. Sorry, no, he didn't laugh at the clone thing. He laughed at the whole concussion thing. He might be right. Honestly, no word of a lie. As I said, based on my physiological experience, that could be low blood pressure. That could be low blood oxygen levels. If you have low blood pressure and low blood oxygen levels, you'll be looking all airy-fairy as well. That's the definition of when people report lightheaded. When you feel lightheaded, that's because, or can be caused by, number 1, low blood oxygen, or number 2, low blood pressure. You'll have both of them. If you suck all the blood out of someone, there isn't enough volume to have high blood pressure. That's the first thing. If you've got low oxygen content, you're going to be airy-headed. And not only that, when he walked in the ring, he didn't look right. Lack of oxygen will do that. A lack of red blood cells will do that. A lack of blood pressure will do that. He rocked in there. Then he rocked in the ring, got in there, and he was blowing. He wasn't even doing anything. He was blowing though. Do you remember? Seriously, watch the fight back. He got in there. He weren't throwing no jabs. His jabs had no energy on them. That's another proof there. When you have low oxygen, when you have low blood pressure, you can't generate no force because you have oxygen. The oxygen process, or the oxygen is what you need to release energy, and that's why when you ain't got no oxygen, you ain't releasing no energy and you ain't generating no power. So, and the last thing is that when he got in there, not only was he not doing a lot, but he was gassed. He weren't doing a lot, and he was gassed from not doing a lot. He threw 2 shots and was. Now people can sit there and say, "Oh man, AJ's stiff. AJ's stiff." Call it what you want. What we do know is, he ain't never been that tired before after doing that little. And I've got another video coming soon where I'm gonna expose or show you, man, the punch stats. Essentially, AJ's punch stats from this fight, from June 1st, were just completely different. They were what we call anomalous. Didn't make no sense when you look at the averages. Now, people can call it what they want, but that to me, normally when you see anomalous results, there's another anomaly going on. For me, low oxygen, low blood pressure, that there fits the pie. If the face fits, yeah? If the suit fits, put it on. Bottom line. And this suit fits, unfortunately. Now, maybe I'd like to think that at the EIS they test these kind of things, but who knows? With McCracken as head coach, who knows what's going on there? I just hope that. I'd like to think that maybe I'd like to think. You know what? I'm happy to be the crazy conspiracy guy, so I'd like to think that's the case. Then it actually they've sucked all the goodness out of him. Yeah, they seem to be there more than they seem to be there every day, more or less. When you average it out, they're there all the time. They're there more times than they're not. I swear to God, half the times I go onto his Snapchat, I see the video, I'm like, what's going on here? Madness. Anyway, let me know what you man think. Actually, just before I go, and the last thing I'll say is, the fact AJ himself, he's got the question mark face. He put in that. That's not the first time he's put it there either. That's not the first time. So, let me know your thoughts.